Did you know that Fallout and The Dark Knight have a surprising similarity? The Dark Knight and Fallout are both iconic franchise. Who doesn't know The Dark Knight, right? I mean, it's a Batman film. Everyone wants to be Batman. Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy is still my favorite live-action Batman. Not because of who he is underneath, but because of what he does that defines him. The Dark Knight has a very unique storyline, distinct character's arc. It's one of the films that managed to leave a long-lasting impression on me. As for Fallout is a very popular video game franchise. I grew up playing Fallout 4. Surprisingly, after watching the live-action series, I love it even more. That is incredibly rare for a video game live-action series to match or even surpass the quality of the video game. Basically, the love I had for this franchise resurfaced again. I ended up replaying Fallout 4, had fun blowing up raiders with mini nuke and stopping crime as Silver Shroud. Sorry, that's irrelevant. Anyway, after researching more about the Fallout series, I was shocked to find out that the one who directed the Fallout series is a younger brother of Christopher Nolan. He is none other than Jonathan Nolan. Yeah, Christopher Nolan are the one that directed The Dark Knight. If you didn't know who they are, Christopher Nolan is one of the greatest directors in our time. He created films like Oppenheimer, Interstellar, and Inception. He won a lot of awards, significantly impacted the filmmaking industry. As for Jonathan Nolan, he sometimes helped his brother create his film. For example, he wrote Interstellar together with his brother. He did a screenplay for The Dark Knight, and he created Westworld. Fallout and The Dark Knight are both a huge successful franchise. In one of the interviews, Jonathan Nolan even said that there's a similarity between Fallout and The Dark Knight. So in this video, I'm gonna explore what are those similarities. Personally, I think what makes Fallout stand out as one of the best video game live-action series is the genuinity of the story. I can feel that all the actors and crew are passionate about it. I sense no corporate greed from their film. Even Ella Purnell, the actress who portrays Lucy, actually played a video game before acting in the series.
You have to deeply respect the source material. There's so much lore and so much passion behind the games and so many details.
The genuinity of the Fallout series is what makes it stand out and successful compared to other video game live-action remakes. Yeah, we don't talk about that. And about The Dark Knight, one of the key points that make Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy a masterpiece is the character's arc. We all have character's arc. The bus driver you met this morning has a character's arc. You have had a character's arc since you were a child. Maybe as a kid you used to have a different dream, but now you have a more grounded and realistic goals. That is one of the character's arc. Character's arc is what makes the characters feel alive in a movie, and it leaves a long-lasting impression to the audience. I remember after finishing the Dark Knight trilogy, I used Batman as a role model for the decision I made in my teenage years. That is one of the examples for a long-lasting impression. One of the significant quotes I remember from the film is this:
"You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain."
It is spoken by the character Harvey Dent, who later becomes the villain Two-Face. This quote has become famous and influenced pop culture sensation. Why am I showing these quotes to you guys? Because this is one of the similarities of Fallout. Yes, these two franchises have the same character's arc for certain characters. Who are those characters? Now, before even The Dark Knight was released, Jonathan Nolan mentioned that he played the video game. So, the video game indirectly influenced The Dark Knight's story progression. Now, the character's arc similarity between these two franchises are the character Ghoul, aka Bradley Cooper, I mean Cooper Howard, and Harvey Dent, the villain from The Dark Knight. Harvey Dent wasn't originally a villain. He was a hero. He's a hero that even Batman looked up to. If we dive deep to the quotes that he explained, the quote explained that as someone tries to do good for a long time, they may eventually become corrupted or seen as a villain. It symbolized the idea that power and influence can change a person over time, leading them down a darker path. The quote represents that as a hero is pushed to the edge, they will fall to the temptation to step out of the line and become a villain, basically having a moral dilemma. The quote also draws a strong line between being a hero and becoming a villain, and that a character's action and choices can determine their fate. It fights the nature of heroism, the consequence of power, and the complexities of morality, which is why it's an iconic quote. Now, Harvey Dent falls to this arc. Harvey Dent was a politician, doing everything in his power to make Gotham a better place, even gaining respect from the Dark Knight himself. As the story progresses, it seems like all his effort is in vain. The city becomes more invested with criminals. No matter how hard he fights, evil will always find a way to ruin his plan. He got pushed to the limit when he lost his loved one to the Joker and became the villain Two-Face. Now, for the Ghoul, aka Cooper Howard, he used to be a famous friendly actor. He can't even bring himself to kill a villain in one of his scenes. But after finding out his wife is not who she used to be, feeling betrayed, plus surviving in the brutality of the wasteland for hundreds of years, he has to adapt. He's pushed to the edge to do whatever it takes to reach his goal. He transformed from being unable to hurt a fly to ripping the finger of an innocent person without hesitation and eating humans' meat. Although there's indication and possibility that he will turn good, he's a villain.
Oh, I'm you, sweetie. You just give it a little time.
Both of these characters are similar. A hero will be forced to make decisions out of his comfort zone when he's pushed to the edge, which is why Joker likes the concept of toying with Batman's moral dilemma, to force Batman to kill, stepping out of his morality. But of course, Batman being Batman will never fall to this dilemma. He's even willing to be blamed for Harvey Dent's murder and become Gotham's silent guardian. Without evil, there will be no goodness. Without goodness, there will be no evil. The concept of yin and yang plays a very important part in influencing a character's arc. There is one more character who I believe is at the beginning stage of this character arc. The character is Lucy, the main character of the show. At the finale episode, she found out that everything she worked for is useless. Lucy's goal in the entire season is to find her father and release him. But after finding out that her father killed her mom and he's not exactly the person she used to know, Voltac is not exactly as generous as the Vault Dwellers are taught growing up. Everything she believed her whole life crumbled, being pushed to the edge, having a moral dilemma. The actors did a really good job of processing this information by expressing denial, acceptance, grief, and anger in a single scene. I don't know what's gonna happen to her character's arc in the next season, but I'm looking forward to it. There you have it, the mind-blowing similarities between Fallout and The Dark Knight. I'm actually curious, what would you do if you were the one pushed to the edge? Would you cross the lines and do whatever it takes to reach your goal? Or you would stay civil and do things according to rules? Let us know your true colors in the comments. See you!